So among the menagerie of changes and ill will that Microsoft has brought upon us with Windows 11, not only do we have to have a trusted point module, and not only do we supposedly have to have a CPU that is above a certain range in their eyes, one of the other things we have to do is be able to secure boot. And you can't do that from an old MBR or master boot record file system. If you've got a little bit older processor, if you've got, say, a first or second generation Ryzen, well, first generation Ryzen's out anyway. Some 7000 series Intel CPUs are out, but maybe you are one of those people that are lucky enough to be in that group. But then you go back and you look at your hard drive, your boot drive, and it's an MBR instead of the GPT, which is the new interface that allows for more partitions and just a variety of other things. So, and the GPT is what you need for secure boot. Facing that situation, as we know, we've had a couple of issues trying to convert my gaming PC over, and it's been one thing after another. So today we are going to try to, I don't know if it's an ill-advised experiment. Sorry for the audio. I didn't think to try to do my regular lapel mic when I was recording using the camera, but I'm going to take you along for the ride. All right, we're going to do something ill-advised and probably kind of, I don't know, experimental. We're going to try to go ahead and convert the drive that's in here, the one that holds my Windows, from an MBR, a master boot record, over to the GPT, which is the new format, which will allow UEFI and all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and come to this. Basically, it's the advanced startup screen, troubleshooting. We're going to advanced options, command prompt, and then it's going to print me, or it's going to have a little, it's going to basically have a command prompt up, and there's a couple things we're going to try to do when this comes up. So hopefully it'll come up. Give us just a second. Be right back. Maybe. Okay, I had to put in my password and all that stuff again when it came back up, but we've got the command prompt up here. We have to go ahead and tell it MBR, master boot record, to GPT, and then validate. And so if this works out well, it should tell me there's no errors. Let's see here, completed successfully. Okay, and then we're going to enter one more command. And now I've already got the files that I need to have backed up, and if it's a loss here, it's not horrible. I mean, but I've backed up the stuff that I need to back up, and so that's the only reason I'm trying this like I'm trying it. So here we go. It's going to try to change that, move that over, and hopefully we'll be able to have something that tells us that we fixed it in just a few minutes. So I'll be back. Okay, now we got a couple of messages here saying, of course, that it was completed successfully, so hopefully that does work. Something about Windows repair, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll try to figure it out in just a second. Next thing I'm going to do is change it in my BIOS, where it should be able to read the UEFI, and if all goes according to plan, we might have fixed this. So stand by again. Alright, after a mild amount of panic, she wouldn't come back up. I went through the BIOS a couple times, and I finally did. I went ahead and chose as the boot, or the secure boot, UEFI, and then I had to play around because I found out that there was two different boot partitions on the drive. Now I might go back and show this in a minute in the BIOS, but what I have been able to do here is, this is my C drive. This is obviously, it boots into Windows. My C drive, I can go into here, I can click on it, properties, and driver, volumes. We are now a GPT. So it's a GUID partition table, so yes, we are successful in that, and of course the other disk was already that way. Alright, and it's still playing with Windows Update. There's an optional update, but now I've been able to run PC Health Check, and it says that it can indeed go ahead and run Windows 11. So, see all results. There we go. It looks like we're in great shape.
That was the main thing I was worried about. Secure boot right there. And then TPM 2.0 I already knew of. But let's go back and take another look at that BIOS. And I'll show you what I was talking about with the two different boots. Okay, so here we are. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen right there. There was one already there, but I'd always have to go and boot off of the SanDisk Extreme, which was the primary. Because this, I believe, is the old, something about an old configuration that would not work. But this evidently is a new configuration that the program I just ran, that MBR to GPT, just ran and configured. So this is actually what it's booting off of, and I did not lose any. They created a 100 megabyte partition. I have not lost any data or whatever, and obviously I've been able to switch over. So my next step is I'm going to go ahead and install Windows 11 on this computer and see if I like it.
So there you have it. I'm in the process now of trying to, get everything squared away and see if it'll go ahead and upload Windows now that it supposedly meets all the parameters. And we'll give I guess maybe a follow-up on that, as well as some gameplay, and see if it does, does what it's supposed to do. I don't know. I was very hesitant, and still very very hesitant, yeah, to do it with my editing rig. I'm very comfortable with the way it's set up, and so I didn't want to mess with that, but I'm willing to throw, willing to throw my gaming PC to the wolves to try to experiment, because that's the one I'm going to be playing, obviously playing games, maybe even streaming on or something like that, and that would be the one that would be most effective by the change to Windows 11 and performance. So we'll see how it goes, and there might be a follow-up, but for the time being, this has turned out to be a way that it was a lot less painful than I thought, but it did give me a couple of really, really stressful moments there when I thought I'd completely bricked it and was going to have to reinstall everything all over again. Always pays to back up your data. Don't fly by the seat of your pants. When you lose stuff, you might not think that it's important, but as we've gone through, and then I'll do a video with upgrading my sister's computer soon, when she lost a hard drive, sometimes there's pictures, there's documents, there's stuff on there that you're keeping that if it's not backed up somewhere, or even if you think it is, and it's a local folder instead of on the cloud, it gets a little bit more challenging. So that's all I got for this one, folks. I realize it's a little bit weird and offbeat. There are more things coming. The holiday is coming around us, so it's going to be sporadic, and I'll get in when I can. And yeah, if you liked the video, throw a like on it. If not, then I totally get it. You can throw a dislike, but let me know why. Don't forget to visit me on the other social medias. And until next time, folks, there's some interesting stuff coming on, including benchmarks for an RX 6600 XT, which I was able to lay my hands on, and upgraded my sister's computer system. So that'll be interesting to watch, too. So until next time, folks, that's it. So I'll see you later.